Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in. Today we have great news on the second stimulus check, here on Stimulus Check Updates today. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Stimulus Check 2 is in limbo, leaving the fate of a second round of $1,200 direct payments to eligible Americans unclear. Despite the spread of COVID-19 among lawmakers, the president, who has also contracted the virus, is sending mixed signals about negotiations. Seeing Trump's reaction to the lack of agreements in Congress, he might be forced to go into some drastic measures like his tweets earlier this week. With coronavirus still impacting the country, and now GOP party members, there is concern that the hardships of the pandemic are far from over. With this in mind, the House of Representatives, the Senate and the White House have attempted to agree on a plan, but couldn't come to terms on spending. As a result, the president has called for talks to stop until after the election, but then said he's in favor of a standalone stimulus check bill. Second stimulus check date, here's when you could get a direct payment. Trump is ready to spend $1.8 trillion on a new deal, and the House recently passed a $2.2 trillion bill that includes a second stimulus check. The new proposal also boosts federal unemployment benefits back up to $600 per week. Instead of the Senate bringing the bill to a vote, the president has asked that hearings for his Supreme Court nominee take priority. He plans to resume stimulus bill negotiations after the election, if he wins. Members of both parties spoke out against the president's move, so it seems the White House has reversed course. If passed, those who received the first stimulus check would most likely receive the second one. People who make less than $75,000 a year, according to their most recent tax returns, qualify for the first round's entire payment. Married couples, meanwhile, received a larger payment if they have a joint total income of $150,000 or less. Here's everything we know about Stimulus Check 2, including when it might be approved by the Senate and sent out. President Trump is ready to go up to $1.8 trillion for the cost of a comprehensive coronavirus relief stimulus package, as he is pushing Democrats and the White House to reach a deal that would include $1,200 stimulus checks. That figure is $400 billion less than the Democrats' current $2.2 trillion proposal in the revised HEROES Act the House of Representatives recently passed. However, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said she is not willing to go below $2 trillion. Pelosi criticized the new bill in a letter to her colleagues. This proposal amounted to one step forward, two steps back, wrote Pelosi. When the president talks about wanting a bigger relief package, his proposal appears to mean that he wants more money at his discretion to grant or withhold. While there have been signs of progress, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said a coronavirus stimulus package is unlikely in the next 3 weeks. Democrats want to see more aid to state and local governments, as well as the reinstatement of $600 per week enhanced federal unemployment insurance. This comes after Pelosi said that she believes she and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin can come to an agreement on the size and scope of the second stimulus bill. Last week, both said they plan to resume negotiations toward a stimulus bill that would include a second stimulus check. If you were eligible for the first stimulus check, you should also be eligible for Stimulus Check 2. People who earned $75,000 or less per year according to their most recent tax returns qualified for the entire $1,200 stimulus check. Married people, or joint filers, who earn under $150,000 per year were eligible for $2,400. Those who earn more, up to $100,000 per year, received a prorated amount. The second stimulus check date could come into focus now that Congress is back in session. Whether negotiators agree on a new package before the end of this week, or this month, will determine how soon the second stimulus check will come. It seems the second stimulus check's amount will mirror the amount of the first stimulus check. We're talking about the same provision as last time, so our proposal is the exact same proposal as last time, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, who is negotiating with lawmakers on behalf of the White House, told reporters when the Senate's HEALS Act was announced. The $1.1 trillion HEALS Act, supported by the Republican leadership, doesn't support the expansion of eligibility like the Democrats' $3.4 trillion HEROES Act does. The HEROES Act proposes each member of a household, including children, $1,200 with a cap of $6,000 per family. This is an expansion of benefits over the first round of stimulus payments. Under the CARES Act that became law in March, dependent children ages 16 and younger were eligible for just $500 each. This means that a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children under 17 that received $3,400 with the first stimulus payment would get $4,800 under the HEROES Act. Similarly, a family of 4 with 2 children in college would get $4,800 compared to just $2,400 allowed under the CARES Act. If you want a more exact idea of how much you might get from a second stimulus check, you can use this HEALS Act calculator from Omni Calculator. This tool allows you to enter your filing status, number of dependents and income, and then receive an estimated amount based on the guidelines of the HEALS Act. The HEROES Act was passed by the Democratic-controlled House in May. It was introduced into the Senate, but has not been considered for a vote. Neither has the HEALS Act, however. Meanwhile, a group of Democratic and Republican moderates in the House has put forward a compromise bill that would include Stimulus Check 2 and resume federal unemployment benefit supplements, but it has not been taken up by the full chamber. That bill would cost between $1.5 trillion and $2 trillion, depending how long the unemployment benefits continue. President Trump said he liked the bill, but didn't give it his full endorsement. There's no guarantee that a second stimulus check will pass, but it could be useful to know how much money you'll get as you look into your next few months of personal finances. It's also useful to read up on the best ways to spend your stimulus check if you don't already have a plan for your payment. Second stimulus check versus the first stimulus check. Wondering what's different between the second stimulus check and the first stimulus check? The second stimulus check in the HEALS Act would provide a $500 benefit for dependent children of all ages, including college students and adults with disabilities. The first round of stimulus checks limited this payment to dependent children ages 16 and younger. This means that families with older dependents could receive more money with a second check. House Democrats put forward a similar proposal in the HEROES Act, but it would have increased the benefit amount to $1,200 per dependent but limited total payments to $6,000 per family. The initial draft of the HEALS Act does not appear to cap the number of eligible dependents per family. The second check is protected from garnishment by debt collectors and banks, though unpaid child support can still be taken out of benefits. In addition, prisoners who are incarcerated in 2020 will remain largely ineligible. While the pace of job loss is slowing, a record-breaking 43 million people have already filed for unemployment since the pandemic began. However, regular initial claims have fallen in every report over the past 10 weeks. More people could still be laid off though. Financial technology firm Simply Wise reported that 63% of Americans require a second stimulus check if they're expected to pay bills. 70% of Americans also believe the government should issue a second stimulus check. While Senate Majority Leader Charles Schumer said he supports another round of rebate checks, Senator Christ Steihofer Coons is leaning towards alternatives. My concern is that a second stimulus check is not focused in a way that is designed to help create or help sustain jobs, to deal with rental housing or education, Coons said. My top priority is a robust round of assistance to state and local governments. Is $2,000 per month possible? A bill to provide monthly payments of $2,000 to Americans within a certain age and income bracket is gaining steam, with some congressional supporters. The House bill was put forth by Representative Tim Ryan and Representative R. O'Connor. Sens. Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders lead another Senate bill that proposes $2,000 for every U.S. citizen each month until the pandemic ends. Despite both the House and Senate working on monthly payment bills, there could be too many roadblocks for either to pass. Not only would $2,000 create an enormous expense for the government, but it would be difficult to identify those who truly require financial support. I hope everyone is staying safe out there and holding on the best you can. Thank you so much for watching this far, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on information just like this on your stimulus checks. Leave a comment and like down below, and I'll catch you next time on Stimulus Check Updates.